passes by with a multitude of changes, and every day can pass.
All new places, different faces in a world where changes everywhere you turn.
Find a friend you can rely on.
Hold the helping hand that shares. Keep the company that will truly care. The company that doctors build. The caring and the expertise. We're here
To serve you through the years,
for all that life may bring. We're here to help your family live in health and grow your dreams. The company that doctors build. The caring and the expertise.
Finding
Medicard, find the healthcare that you need
in Medicard.
Oh, right. The letter of approval for my eye checkup. I think that came in yesterday. Let me check the app. There it is. I can go see my doctor now. I swear, if I didn't have a healthcare plan, I wouldn't think to look out for myself.
It's been really hectic lately at the store, and we almost didn't have time for my employees' annual checkup. Good thing Medicard does on-site testing. We can continue with business as usual, and my employees don't have to do more work to get their health checked. Thank God for Medicard.
I used to be able to do it all, but I'm too old to spend my time on long queues. That's aging for you, I suppose. Being able to do these tests at home brings me so much comfort.
come a long way in building a healthcare system that lives up to what we aim to be, to serve as the lifeline of our clients, a bridge to health. 35 years, fueled by a desire to make healthcare affordable and accessible to everyone, inspired by the trust of our clients. We want our members to feel like they can enjoy their lives to the fullest, that they can give their best shot in pursuing their aspirations because they are in their best of health, and that they can take comfort in knowing that the healthcare they need is just within their reach. Thank you for entrusting your health to us. It's what we're here for.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Medicare's Wellness Webinar. I am Dr. Pauline Faustina, the Manager for On-Site Clinic Management and Health Promotion Services, and I will be your host this afternoon. Today is World Mental Health Day. The goal of this celebration is to provide us with an opportunity to rekindle our efforts to protect and improve mental health. Medicare supports Mental Health Week. In the next slide, we invite you to join our other activities today. So you can share your photos wearing in blue, since blue is the color of this campaign. Wearing blue, and you can use also the blue frame that we can share later in the chat box to use in your social media platforms. Also, another invitation for 7 to 8 p.m. tonight. There is also the Light Up Blue for Mental Health campaign year 3. We are encouraged to turn on blue lights. You can use it you can do it at home or in your workplaces or any venue wherein there's a setting for a blue light. You can take photos and post in your Facebook or social media pages. Please use our hashtag MPI supports mental health week. So these activities are in partnership or with the support that we we give to Philippine Mental Health Association, who is the primary organization in charge of this celebration. I won't keep you waiting. Allow me to introduce today's speaker. Our speaker graduated Bachelor of Science, major in Biology, College of Science, University of Santo Tomas, Manila. She got her degree as Doctor of Medicine from the De La Salle University, Master of Science in Clinical Medicine, Medicine, University of the Philippines. She was a clinic consultant in Health Quest Wellness and Detoxification Center, in Lifeline Arrows, Ayala, Alabang, and in Full Lab Diagnostics and Specialty Clinic. She was also a school physician at PhilAsia Center for Science and Technology in Calamba. Currently, she is a corporate physician with tasks also as a regular speaker in various wellness topics, where she shares her expertise in occupational medicine. Please help me welcome our speaker, Dr. Lissa Theresa Resurreccion.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Doctora, for introducing me to this. Thank you, everyone, also for having me here. So our topic is actually really very important and also very relevant about mental health matters. Just so I'm sure that you're able to hear me and see me clearly, can you please press the unmute button and say yes if you're able to hear me and see me clearly?
Yes.
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 Okay, great. Now, can you type
Yes.
in? Oh, I also saw some people in the chat box typing in. Yes, clear. Yes, po.
Yes.
There. Okay, very good. Thank you for those replies. And so, throughout this session, okay, I really invite you to use the chat box for any comments, any reactions, any questions that you have. Okay. Also, there are times when I'll be the one asking questions, and so if you can please also just press the unmute button and say replies, which may be just one word or a phrase, and then mute yourself again. So let's start the ball rolling. Let me ask you first this question: how have you been lately? So I'll be flashing some pictures, and if you can please say yes if you're able to relate to this picture. Okay. Start off. Are you someone who sometimes you feel like you're overwhelmed with work, and not just about work, but you're also sometimes feeling like tired already with the different things that you have to happen that you have to do. Oh, there's a lot of people saying yes. Are there those of you here who have children? Isn't it that they were online and then now they're face to face and going to school, and they're really getting stressed with all the different transitions that they need to adjust to, right? Yes, okay, there. Or maybe there are still those of you who have small kids and they're continuing also to just adjust to the different situations that we have. Are there those of you here who have also different, who get to be anxious about the bills that you need to pay? Oh, there, no? So there's a capital yes there, okay? So, and then when you see that the bills in terms of your credit card, for example, and there, no? So there's a lot of yes. How about if not the bills, how about the bills? Are there those of you here who are continuing to gain weight with a lack of physical activity, and you're getting a size bigger? Yan, LOL, OMG. Are there those of you here who have experienced illness, no, during this pandemic? Not just about you, but also about your loved ones, about people who are close to you getting sick, right? Are there those of you here who still feel anxious when you go out and you still have to wear your mask? You continue to be distant from physically distant with other people like that, no? And are there those of you here who still miss, no? You haven't had any reunions with family, with friends, And it's not the same, right? When you go out, no, there's a lot of things that we still need to really uh, be worried about. And that are there's those of you here who are sort of getting tired with, always you have to wash your hand with soap and water, alcohol, no. And really there's uh, aside from, of course, we know that that you need to that that this is our things that we need to do, but sometimes they just can get quite tedious, right? So these are the different changing face mask from time to time. That's true, no? So, like for example, if you keep on talking and then eventually because of the moist, right? You have to already change your face mask, etc. And so these are all different scenarios that you face, no? So and you see here that it's not just you who are facing these scenarios, but other people also in this call, and many other people in this world, no, are facing the same challenges as we have. And when it comes to that, no, we that's why, especially during this pandemic, we've seen the importance of taking care of our mental health. And according to WHO, mental health is a state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her own potential, and that you're able to cope up with the normal stresses of life, like different challenges, transitions in life, and this pandemic, for example. And even with these stressors present, you continue to work productively so that you can make a contribution to your community, to your group, to your company. So this is mental health according to WHO. There are also other facts that WHO present us, and that's one is that stigma. There is the stigma and discrimination against patients and families, and this now prevent people from seeking mental health care. If I'm gonna, for example, ask you here, no, can you press the unmute button and say yes? If, for example, you're someone who's taking who has hypertension or who has diabetes, and so you've consulted a cardiologist, you've consulted a pulmonologist or an endocrinologist. Can you type in yes? Yes, or you can unmute yourself also there. Okay, so easily, right? That
Yes.
if someone, yeah, okay, if someone, for example, uh, has consulted a cardiologist, it's easy for you to say yes, I've consulted a cardiologist. But if I'm gonna ask you who here has consulted uh, a psychiatrist, no, so or even a psychologist, some people will really take time, no, and have second thoughts, be hesitant in terms of saying yes to that, because there is this stigma, right, that people are afraid to be rejected because they are seeking mental health care. And there is really a belief that these people with mental health concerns are untreatable, no? So yeah, okay, and there's also difficulty, okay, in terms of uh, they have difficulty in terms of doing about their different tasks, whether it be at work or at home, no? And this now leads to abuse, rejection, and isolation. And there, no? Now, there are some more myths and some or facts, okay, that I'd like to ask you, no, if you believe that these statements that that I will present to you is a myth or a fact. Okay, so individuals with mental health conditions do not recover. Can you either type in, no, myth, yeah, okay, or fact, or you can also unmute and just say it, okay? So myth, yeah, there. It seems that a lot of you, if not all of you, are already saying that this is a myth. And that's true, okay? It's not a fact, it's a myth, okay? Laban lang sa life, yeah. So it's a myth because the vast majority of people actually now uh, have ways, okay, on how to get treatment and services for mental health. No? So within the last 10 years, no, this area has been improved, and there are a lot of ways now so that people with mental health conditions do recover. Okay. Now another one. Okay. So thank you for your replies. So keep on doing that. Okay. Individuals with mental health conditions pose a danger to others in the workplace. Is it a myth or a fact? Can you type in your answer? Myth, fact, fact. Okay. Myth, fact. Okay. Fact, myth. Or will someone says myth, myth, both depends. Okay. Or is it a fact there? No, both. Okay, there. No, so depends. Okay. So let's see. No, it's a myth. Okay, it's a myth. Okay, the statement is a myth because actually, people with mental health conditions, they are the ones sometimes who are threatened when there's a trigger. No, when there's a trigger, when they feel threatened, that's when they get to not really be violent, but they react. Now, this reaction is actually out of fear of the person with mental health condition. Okay, and this reaction now becomes the one that others get to perceive to be a danger. Actually, people with mental health conditions become victims rather than perpetrators of violence. It's not them who's really the danger, that who poses the danger in the workplace, but the other way around usually. Okay. So on your screens right now, it's okay. Your eyes are not getting blurred. Okay. What I want you to see now is the white arrow. Okay. This white arrow depicts a continuum of mental health well-being. What does this mean? It means that if there are those of you who've been afraid, okay, there's fear, and that's a normal feeling. No? Can you type in yes if you've encountered the feeling of fear? Have there been times that you've been afraid? Yes, yeah, okay. But fear is different from anxiety. Okay. Fear is different from anxiety that becomes already a disorder. Okay. The same goes with sadness. So sadness is different from depression. So sadness is a normal feeling, okay, but it's different from depression. Sometimes, people loosely say I'm depressed, but it really means that they're sad. Okay, so there's a difference between those two conditions. Okay. Now, the thing is, okay, sometimes when we are sad, we already feel like it's not normal to be sad. It's like already uh, equating it to depression. But you know what? It's okay not to be okay from time to time. Can you unmute yourself and say that? It's okay not to be okay from time to time.
It's okay not
It's okay not to be okay from time to time.
It's okay not to be okay from time to time.
Yes. It's okay not to be okay from time to time. When you get to be sad, you can tell yourself, you know what? It's okay not to be okay from time to time. When there's fear in you, you get to be afraid of the unknown, the uncertain. It's okay not to be okay from time to time. Now, feelings are normal. It becomes, though, a concern when ongoing signs and symptoms cause frequent stress and affect your ability to function. There are actually 4 Ds to determine the need for a consult. Okay? 4 Ds here on your screens are difference, distress, dysfunction, and danger. Okay, difference means if you ask yourself, are there, or if you ask, if you're relating it to a person, no, a friend or what, is there a difference in the mood or behavior within the last month? When, for example, a particular person is, you know that person to be jolly or positive person, and then suddenly there's a difference. The person is, more on the negative side, pessimist, and then the person is more low, or an outgoing person, even suddenly becomes withdrawn, okay, and inactive and not really, interested to do anything. So there's a difference between with the person presently and from before. Okay, difference. Number two is distress. The person is actually really saying that the person is feels stressed with whatever's happening. No? I think I'm not sure what's happening with me right now. Okay, these feelings get to be distressing to the person. Distress. And number three is dysfunction. Okay, so if the person, for example, is gets to be tardy and gets to not be able to submit things, no deliverables, if this will be at work, or someone who will not be taking care of himself or herself, lack personal hygiene. So stuff like that, no? So not being able to, tidy yourself up, etc. Dysfunction. And number four is danger. When a person gets to be dangerous to the self or to other people. These now are the 4 Ds to determine if there's a need for you to consult. Okay? So let's try this, okay? Because it's really important. Feelings are really important, no? Being able to identify your own feelings. Can you type in the chat box, how do you feel today? How do you feel today? So no need to overanalyze, just top of mind. You can choose from the emojis on your screens right now, or it can be a combination. That's also okay. So there's happy, stressed, fine. No? So there's no such thing as a wrong feeling, okay? Bored, average, stressed but happy. Yeah, there, no? So tired, sad, no? So no one can tell you that, hey, you're not supposed to be sad. You're not supposed to be hungry. We're all hungry. Okay? You're not supposed to be confused. No? So there, it can be a combination. There's no such thing as a wrong feeling. Okay? But what's important is to actually, have a word for it. Put a label to whatever it is that you're feeling, rather than, burying them all down, and then it will just erupt, no? Bigla na lang, no?
Bigla na
Puputok,
lang,
parang
puputok,
vulkan.
parang
Okay? So, and of course, you need to be honest also to yourself, because if you're not honest to yourself, who else will? Who will? Okay? So, try that out. Every once in a while, when you wake up in the morning, for example, how do I feel today? Huh? How do I feel? Ask yourself that question. Okay? Because feelings are normal. They're not wrong in themselves. What's important though is what you do with your feelings. Fine but sleepy, yes. Okay. And so here now are some common mental health conditions. And according to WHO, the two leading causes of mental disability are depression and anxiety. We'll go through them one by one. Okay. And number one is depression. Okay. People who are depressed will have a generally low mood, but may also manifest some nervousness, okay, or restlessness. No, it seems that you're not sure about what you need to do, etc. Usually, people who are depressed will feel, physical complaints such as tiredness. No, you're always feeling tired. You just woke up, but you're already tired. No, There's a lot of also sometimes also there's withdrawn behavior. People will be asking you for ideas, no, your comments in the meeting, and you'll not really engage and participate. You'd feel fatigued at work, and there'd be a lot of impairment in terms of decision making. Now, in depression, the mark of the difference between sadness really and depression is that in depressed people, there is hopelessness and helplessness. There's really, it seems that it's at the end already. Okay, depression. The next is anxiety disorder. So in anxiety disorder, this is an exaggerated fear. No? It's an exaggerated fear of something that's, something that's really in your mind that you think that something will happen, etc. Now, this can manifest physically by hyperacidity, yan, okay, or chest pain, no, or heart trouble, and not heart or broken hearted, like that. No? Sleep disturbances such as insomnia. No? And there's really difficulty in concentrating because there's a lot of thought bubbles in you, and there's excessive worrying. And so this is anxiety disorder, an exaggerated fear. Another thing also in terms of mental health conditions is what you call bipolar disorder. So these in bipolar disorder, people will have cycling episodes of manic and depressed moods. In the manic phase, the person will be highly energetic, no, very boisterous, no, very loud, but really not productive. The person will just be loud, but not really be able to engage in productive behavior. Sometimes not just being assertive, but really being aggressive. Okay. So, and then, okay, after that, there's a depressive phase, okay, where where the person will exhibit low, timid, and withdrawn symptoms. This again will be disruptive, for work because the person will not be able to give deliverables, will always be absent or even tardy. Okay, so that's bipolar disorder. Next, we handled ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So previously, this was known to be a sickness for children, but it actually also affects adults. People with ADHD will be disorganized. They will be starting something, but won't be really be able to finish because of the lack of concentration and lack of focus. Okay? And so people then so tendency is that people will not be able to finish something and will not be able to submit the things that they need to submit. ADHD. Okay. Now we've handled these conditions, but rather than self-diagnosing, it would, when in doubt, you need to consult a mental health practitioner. Okay? A mental health practitioner can be a general practitioner, a family physician, can also be a psychologist, a mental health person who can do counseling for you. Some information that will be needed will be, so what are your signs and symptoms? No? When did it start? No? What are the medications that you take in? And some personal information, stressors or some significant events in your life that that may have triggered whatever it is that you're going through. Okay. In this day, during this, it's still a pandemic, and so there's really a lot of challenges that we're continuing to face. But what's important is we find support with one another. We need to be able to see the bright side of being able to reach out to others for help, no? And also reach out to others when you're the one who's okay and you find others who need help. Okay. Now I give you some 6 positive habits for optimal mental health and well-being. So again, no, so if you have any questions, feel free to type it in. No, if you have any comments, anything you want to share, just type it in. No, and so that we can continue to have an engaging session. Okay. So first off, in terms of positive habits, is good nutrition. Okay. This is an assignment for you guys. Okay. Type in. Okay. Type in food that release happy hormones. Okay. Food that release happy hormones. And when you're able to type that, okay, you'll find, oh, there, chocolates. Okay. Dark chocolates. That's right. Okay. Iced coffee, milk tea. Okay. So, assignment for you, type in. Okay. Type in food that release happy hormones, and you'll see if the ones that you typed in are actually part of that list. Okay. So there, fruits, yogurt, there, okay, butterscotch, okay, beans, okay, there. Next, we go to making time for exercise. Exercise, there's a lot of you here who said that you have bills already, getting, you're gaining weight already more and more. And so, uh, it's, so, and so, you need to exercise, just not, but exercise is not just for to maintain your, to manage your weight, but it's also really to, for emotional well-being. Okay, there's what you call runner's high when you exercise, or the adrenaline rush. So are there those of you here who've gone to marathons, or mga fun walk, fun run, ganyan, no? Or are there people here who are into sports? Meron ba? Like, for example, those of you who play the basketball, no? So there, no? So so in exercise, there. So someone says that you're into running. So there's such a thing as a runner's high, or after a good game, you feel good about it. You feel tired, but you feel good about it, right? And that's because of the happy hormones that are present, during that time. Okay. There's also what you call positive mental exercises, and the key word here is affirmations. Affirmations are positive, personal, and present tense statements, such as "I am happy." Can you type it in? Can you unmute yourself and say that? I am happy.
I am happy.
I am
I am
happy.
happy.
There,
I am
okay.
happy.
I am
There.
happy.
So what else? What are other affirmations we can think of? How about I'm beautiful? Can you say that? Or I'm good looking?
I'm beautiful.
Yes, okay.
Good looking.
I am loved. Yes. I am beautiful. I am enough. I'm blessed. There, no, I'm appreciated. Okay. But uh there, I am enough. I'm worthy. There, I'm cute. Okay, there, okay. So I'm grateful. There, I am thankful, right? So what else? So how about I'm thankful? I'm thankful for, what are things that you can be thankful for? I am pogi. I am limitless. Yeah. I'm thankful for my husband. Oh, wow. I'm thankful for my family. Wow. I'm thankful for my food, for my friends, for my life, for who I am now. Oh, nice. No? Wow. I'm feeling sexy. Okay. I'm grateful for my family. Yes. Okay. Thankful to God. There. Okay. Good, good. No? So there, YOLO. Yes. Okay. So there, no, so I encourage you, no, make a list, no, make a list of affirmations. So at least 10. I'm thankful I'm alive. I'm beautiful. I'm thankful for this webinar. Thank you. I'm thankful for, I'm beautiful. No, I'm enough. There, no, I'm blessed. So these affirmations, you want to make use of our senses, by reading them aloud, seeing your list, hearing yourself, no, and Yeah, then this becomes a mental rehearsal for you so that we can internalize these truths for us. So you can do this, like for example, when you wake up, before you go to sleep, for example, no, and or when you wake up, so it can be 2 times a day, no, or once a day before you sleep, like that, no. So do it, and then no, you'll see the effect on it that you'll really be able to internalize these truths for us. Okay. Now, on your screens right now are healthy ways of coping with stress. This is another way to be positive, you know, to be to take care of our mental health. No? Healthy coping mechanisms. It's actually really a pyramid. No, foundational components are the strategies for stress we've talked about, as exercise and healthy eating. Time management is also very important, as well as relaxation. There are also power components, no, a positive viewpoint, no, very important, loving relationships, and of course, spiritual integration. Very important is a firm belief in our God that anything that can happen is something that he is in control of everything and anything. Excuse me. And so uh, one way to check on this is through mental stillness. Okay, so just read on your screens right now. And are you game so that we can try this? Are you game with me? And can you say yes? Okay, game. So we'll do we'll practice some mental stillness because it's very important, right? Because there's a lot of noise, and so we can have time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of quiet time together, not a quiet time by ourselves, and we will do this together with breathing exercises. 4 4 4 4. Okay, so I'll be guiding you in order to do this. Okay, it's okay if your videos are off, but you're mute on mute. That's also okay. You can see me, but we do this together. Okay, so sit up. So with feet flat on your floor, your palms on your tummies, so that you can inhale and exhale using your diaphragm. Inhale through the nose, 4 counts, and then hold your breath, 4 counts, and then exhale through the mouth, 4 counts, and then hold your breath, 4 counts again. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, please close your eyes. Close your eyes, sit up, sit tall, feet flat on the floor. If there are any other sounds, it's okay. Just focus on my voice. Just keep your eyes closed so that you will have less distractions. If you're seeing images, even if your eyes are closed, it's okay. Just keep your eyes closed and just focus on my voice. If there are other thoughts aside from what we're doing right now, it's okay. Just let them float away. And let's just be focused and be quiet at this time. Feel your breathing. Hear your breathing. Try not to move too much. And we will do the breathing exercises. Inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Inhale again. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3. Inhale again. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Open your eyes. How did that feel? Were you able to do it? Easy lang, right? 4, 4, 4, 4. 4 counts, inhale through your nose. Then 4 counts, hold your breath. And then 4 counts, exhale through the mouth. And then 4 counts, hold your breath. We did it for less than 2 minutes, right? And so, yeah, that's right. Oh, you're in tears, right? Nice, thank you. So, very relaxing. This is, you can do this on your own with music, without music. If it's gonna be with music, better if it's instrumental and slow, okay? And you can do this by yourself. It's the breathing exercises are actually the most important healthy coping mechanism for stress. So maybe you're asking me, Doc, when can I apply this? When can I do breathing exercises and mental stillness? When you're, for example, you're in front of your screens, you're trying to think, trying to focus, and you can't. There's a lot of things, many different thought bubbles in you. So pause for a while, do deep breathing exercises. When you feel overwhelmed, when you're about to have a panic attack, when you feel, there's a lot of things, that's burying you down, pause for a while, do deep breathing exercises. If there are those of you here who have, sleep difficulty in sleeping, you have insomnia, so you know what? Do mental stillness. Oh, first do your affirmations list. Read aloud your affirmations list, 10 items that affirm you. And then do mental stillness, 5 to 10 minutes of being just quiet and breathing together with breathing exercises. That really helps a lot, particularly those people who are having all these different challenges. This, together with prayer and reflection. We talked about at the top, at the top of the pyramid is really, spiritual integration. At least 5 to 10 minutes of being able to pray and reflect so that we can be connected to our God. We can be still so that we can know more about our God. Prayer and reflection frees us from outside noise, but also, and even more importantly, frees us from the inner noise, the inner turmoils of our heart. There's a lot of apps already that you can download for different reflections, for music, calming music. There's really a lot. Okay. And so these now on your screens are some of the contact numbers you can use. So you can connect to. Sometimes when you feel like you need someone just to talk to, or someone to listen, someone who will listen to you. So you can use these contact numbers for those reasons. Okay. And okay, thank you for the opportunity that you've given me. Hopefully, there's one or two things that you're able to take in from this session and even share with others. And so let's stand up to stigma. Let's talk about mental health.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Lisa, for that very reassuring and pleasant presentation. We are grateful for Dr. Lisa for gracing this event. So we're opening now the Q&A. we invite everyone to send questions in our chat box, or if there's anyone who wish to mention their question personally to Doctora, they can raise their hand and allow us to acknowledge first before unmuting yourself so that there will be order in case maraming mag-ask ng question to Doctora. Okay. Do you have questions? I'm not seeing any pa, Doctora, here in the
So,
chat box.
yeah, there's a PM here. It
Mhm,
says
okay.
here, how do you deal with postpartum depression? So I'm not a mom, but I can see an office mate who is struggling as a mom. There. So for this question, thank you for your question. So postpartum depression usually happens around after giving birth, no, to your baby. Usually it seeps in like 2 weeks after, like the feeling of inadequacy, feeling of unworthiness, like it seems you feel like you're not doing good or well for your baby. That's something, no, that's very natural, no, to feel, no, because especially if you're a new mom, okay, and you have many other concerns. And so and so before even it goes to that point of being, a condition, postpartum depression, uh, y- first you can do this affirmations list. So you can help your friend, no, if you know someone who as for this person who's asking, you can come up with that person with some affirmations list, so to be able to help her be affirmed. You can actually also give affirming words, so that the person can say that yes, you're that person does well. Actually, all moms are, it's inherent, it's inherent in all moms to have that nurturing, that caring, that nurturing behavior. And so usually it's really just the affirmation that's from the husband, from family, and from friends.
Here's a question, Doctora. Paano po yung biglang nagbe-breakdown?
Oo, yan. So, if you find someone who's, nagbe-breakdown, or ikaw mismo, ganyan, no? One, yung breathing exercises. So, I've actually, have done this with several people. And, like for example, di ba, bawa, nag-ventilate sa'yo, may mga sinasabi sa'yo, and yun, nag-breakdown. So, yun, it helps, to pause for practice the pause, to deep breathing exercises. That helps a lot. Pag hindi kaya na yung breathing exercises on your own, get a brown bag, no, a brown bag, and get that person to breathe in, with the brown bag, just covering the mouth and the nose. Breathe in and then breathe out, no, within that brown bag, not a plastic bag, but a brown bag, or paper bag.
I think that covers the question on anxiety or panic attacks na, Doctora. Yes.
Yes,
Here's one question, Doctora. Of course, for some, drinking coffee is brings happy feelings, diba? So he just wants to ask if drinking coffee every day is good to our body.
So actually, isn't it that coffee itself is healthy? No, so the not the 3-in-1, okay, not the sachet, but the coffee from the beans. But what makes it, have added calories are the sugar and the cream, the milk that we take in with it, right? And that's how it becomes already sort of unhealthy. So yeah. Oh, there was a question up to how many cups. Okay. Where's my it's my coffee cup is already there, but yeah, actually one cup to 2 cups is okay. No? Some people 4 cups, but the thing is, okay, you want to check yourself how many hours is the effect of the caffeine on you, because you don't want to, you want to be able to sleep at the right time, at the right length. So if for example, you need to know yourself in terms of how many hours is the effect of coffee on you. If it's time to sleep, will it help, will it distract you, will it not let you be able to sleep, right? Sleeping time, okay, during sleeping time. Another thing, all, yeah, that's it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, Doctor, here's one sharing from Ranel. This is the time of my life na isang araw bigla na akong malulungkot, overthinking, and nawawalan ng worth sa sarili at nawawalan po ng gana sa lahat ng bagay. So, what would you advise it, Doctor?
I'm sorry again, so akala ko sharing. Again, sorry.
And that was his sharing. But I think based on your presentation naman, Doctor, you have mentioned how we should combat yung mga ganitong feelings of worthlessness or being down or overthinking.
Yes, no, you need to be able to, yeah, there's actually, that's why I got distracted. There are others who are also commenting on that. No? So the thing is, what's very important is we need to know that we are important, you know. There's also really some value, there's really true value in self-love, healthy self-love, not narcissistic love. Okay, so because we are all beautiful, each of us. Okay, so even if your videos are off, okay, and I can't see you, I know, we know, no, we know that that we are, each of us are beautiful. Okay, and we are created to be good persons also. Okay, and so when there are times when you feel unworthy, well, it's we're human. No, we make mistakes. We don't want to be hard on ourselves, okay? But the thing is, what's important is when we rise up to our mistakes. No? When we, whether we fall down, it's really something, no? But what's important is not the falling down, but the rising up again. Okay. Again, also for those of you here who feel that when some people are actually not affirming you or even giving words that are unaffirming or discouraging, well, you know what? Know yourself again. Know your self-worth. I really encourage you guys to list down, no, list down 10 items for yourself. I was gonna show you my list. Yeah, I know. But list down those 10 items every day. Every day, read it to yourself. No, hindi lang, mas maganda na sinusulat, hindi lang yung nasa gadget. Okay? Sinusulat, and then nakalagay dyan, I am beautiful, I am loved, I am blessed, I am thankful for. Yan, no? And then, no, read it, you see it, hear yourself. No? So these words of affirmation will really be internalized because really these are truths for you. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Here's another question. How do we deal with the changing sleeping habits of young children or adults due to use of cell phone? Their mental and physical health are already affected.
Yes. So, well, in terms of giving advice to other people like children, no, our children, or even if they're already adults, what's important kasi to change their behavior is insight. They need to be able to know that there's something wrong about what they're doing. Also in us, di ba? We need to be able to know that there's something in what we're doing in order for us to make a change. Otherwise, if there's no insight or there's no reality that there's something wrong about it, there's not really going to be a change in behavior, isn't it? There's not going to be a readiness to change that behavior. Okay. So sometimes, like for example, the eyesight becomes already, becomes already blurred. They need their eyeglasses, and that's the time that they will they will realize that that they need to be able to tone down in terms of using the gadgets. Sometimes they will have exactly a sleep disorder. No, they'll have insomnia, and so that's the time that they will get to connect that it's because of the increase in mental activity right before you sleep, and so you're supposed to sleep, and so the healthy thing really there is 1 to 2 hours before you sleep your gadget is already off, okay, or away from you. Stuff like those sometimes they are painful, those are painful things that people need to go through in order for them to learn. And yeah, that's life. We sometimes they will listen to us, people who we give advice to. Sometimes we also need to listen to ourselves, right? But that's really life. We those that's also how people grow resilience. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Clara. It's indeed very difficult. I think most parents or most adults have that challenge in terms of controlling children with the use of their gadgets. So,
That's right.
kailangan lang talaga. It's a struggle, but we have to at
Yes.
least try.
One more
Yeah.
thing is that, particularly in dealing with children, we need to model. No, we parents need to model it. So, like for example, no gadget mealtime, but they see us, using our gadgets. Yeah, we need to. They see us using our gadgets during mealtime. Then don't expect them to do it also. Okay, so we need to model it to them.
Noted yan. Clara. So here's another question. Why is it that females are more prevalent than males to have depression?
To
Have depression, the Clara.
Oh, yes, okay. That's actually two things, okay? It's more prevalent, depression is more prevalent in females because females seek consult more than males. So that's one, okay? Because there are more females who will seek consult. Isn't it that there's more stigma in males consulting because they will tend to deny more their feelings compared to females. So that's one thing. No, that's why it's more prevalent. But another thing also is that women are and females are generally more in touch with our feelings, and so there's a lot of things that we are feeling. If there are 100 feelings, we can all feel them all at the same time, right? So that's why, because of this, and because of this, we have also a tendency to, be feel uncertain about all these feelings. That's why that there are more women who are depressed.
Thank you, Dakara. In relation to seeking consult, what about how can you convince someone to consult a mental health professional?
So one is that the person needs to be able to know and know that he needs or she needs that help, the help of a mental health practitioner. I was mentioning a while ago that if a person is not ready, is not open, then even if he does go to a mental health practitioner, he or she will not be open. Okay? So there needs to be insight or awareness in that person that there is something wrong. Okay? You can actually also just mention the 4 Ds. mention one of the 4 Ds that I mentioned a while ago. If there's a difference in the person, if there's a dysfunction, if there's a distress, a person already feels distressed about what's happening to her or to him, or if there's danger in that person or in other people. So those are some ways to be more objective in telling others and giving advice to others. But also, another note is that when you do give advice to that person needs to feel that you're not saying it in a judging way. But rather in a way that you are, because you are concerned to that person. You need to show your empathy. You need to make that person feel that you're concerned and your care for that person. That's why you're saying it.
Thank you, Dr. Here's another question. How about self-pity? Is this a mental problem?
Oh, that self pity is a feeling, and it happens usually when, because of the feeling of inadequacy, that kawawa naman ako, when many things are happening, and then you feel the self pity when you're comparing yourself with others, and definitely there's other people who will be more than you, who will be better than you. And so, that's, so it's relative. So since there's always be someone who will be better than you, who will have more compared to you. So it's inward, no? You feel like, you're kawawa naman ako. Yun yan, no? So in itself, it's not a mental health condition, no? But it can lead to depression, no? So because lalo na when you're already going inward, no? And then inward and downhill. So it's a springboard to depression.
So here's another question related to depression. What about the difference between burnout with depression? Or is it a symptom of depression already? Burnout.
Okay, so burnout is usually this starts when you're not able to handle the different stressors. Okay, so depression gets to be on the other side of the spectrum already. Like, because of burnout, you're not able to do things, you're spreading yourself thin already, and you're not able to keep up with the demands of the different things that you need to do, and then you feel frustrated about about not being able to do that. And sometimes, it also means that you get reprimanded, etc. Then you get to be sad about this, and then, yeah, that leads to depression. But burnout in itself, if you before you get burned out, and when you get burned out, it doesn't mean that you're already depressed. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Here are related questions. We have different kinds of communication programs in the company. Is there any other way to help our employees to verbalize and cope with their feelings? Can support group help in coping with stress in the work?
Yeah, support groups. No, so for example, if isn't it that you're in teams, like in your departments, like that? No, so, or if you'd be more comfortable, there are different support groups. Like, for example, in your neighbor, find a support group where it doesn't have to be social media, where you have 1,000 friends, 1,000 followers in IG, like that. No, just a handful of people who will support you, who will listen to you, who will accept you as you are. No? As you are, all your strengths and also all your weaknesses, and yeah, that will be great.
Here's a question, Dr. Someone, Miss or Mr. D, said that he feels or she feels more sad when they take coffee, but it's needed so that he can finish or be awake more. What are the other alternatives though, aside from taking coffee?
Yeah,
What would you
there's a
recommend?
lot. Yes, there's a lot of things. You know what? Water. No, other people. Uh, I used to. I started drinking coffee already when I was working. No, so for med school, I woke up. I was able to wake up for different things, even with just water, stretching exercises, stretch breaks also, and yeah, type in, and search for food that release happy hormones. Okay, food that release happy hormones, and you'll find there an exhaustive list with which to for you to use to stay awake. Okay. Dami kasi. So, yun. Whatever you that will appeal to your taste buds, it's there.
You have to
Uh,
try them, Dr.
yes.
To try them. Okay, Dr. Here's a question. How would you know which to consult or to go to, a psychologist or a psychiatrist?
Okay. Usually it's okay to consult a psychologist first if you're not sure about what's happening like that. No, so it's okay to consult a psychologist first. If, for example, you feel like there's or if particularly if there's for someone uh, there's a there's a difference already in terms, not the person's not able to distinguish between reality and fantasy, or reality and fantasy or another world like that. um then or like there's hallucinations. So then it would be good to consult a psychiatrist. But if, for example, you're in doubt, you're not sure, you can go and consult a psychologist, and the psychologist will do therapy. Will It will usually be a talk therapy like that, no? And when there will be a need for you to consult a doctor with a specialty with a specialty in mental health conditions, then the psychologist will refer you to a psychiatrist. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. So here's another question. Is there a connection between with the place where you were raised? I was born in Visayas, but grown here in Manila. People misunderstood how I deliver galit, but the truth is normal lang yan. Is there any explanation for this?
Yes, yes. No, so culture affects our personality. So sometimes kasi there's really it's part of you. It's part of your personality. Sometimes when for example, you're someone who's more assertive in terms of what you say, no? So and so yan, merong for example, some people are more tend to be more harsh with words like that, no? So or some people are more introverted. Like it's not just from culture, subcultures in different provinces. It can also be the culture in your family. Like it can be that in a family they're not so expressive with words, no, with their affection, with their show of affection to each other. It can be that there are differences in in people, and it doesn't mean that it's wrong, or it doesn't mean that it's not normal already. Okay.
Okay, here's another question. regarding breathing exercises, how can you properly do it? Minsan madali daw siyang ma-irritate over some actions. Nauunahan ng irritation before magawa yung breathing exercises. Other tips daw, Dr.
Yeah, you know what? Ano, like for example, uh, one is, well, if you want, you can buy, yeah, like that. So sometimes you practice the pause. Yeah, no, you want to repeat that. Practice the pause. No? So, pwede na pause button. Oops, pause button. Then, ibig sabihin yan, no, pag nag-pause button ka, halimbawa, may nangyari, may nahulog. Okay, pause button. And then, okay, deep breathing exercises. Ayan. Tapos nun, pagka ganun, then, ano yung nabasag? O ano yung nahulog? Yan. So, para medyo tone down your voice or even your reaction is not, will show your irritability like that. No? So, or for example, there's a meeting and then wala pa, may presentation, wala pa this person. Okay. Okay, practice the pause. Okay, inhale, exhale, like that. Now, so you can actually say those words so that you hear those words. You can use cue words for yourself. Use cue words such as, for example, okay, pause. Okay, inhale, exhale. There, no. So it's not just your thoughts, but so that you're hearing yourself say those cue words. So that's one technique, so that before you do your breathing exercises, so that you're able to do the breathing exercises, yun, have some pause or have some gesture that you will do habitually. It's really a matter of habits, habits, and of course, be patient. We need to be patient to ourselves. There will be times we'll forget, our cue words. Sometimes also we fail, but yeah, just be patient, and for even though we fail, we still continue on, still doing and trying to do what we need to do. That's it.
Okay. Actually, there are a lot of questions here na more on counseling na yung parang primer for their counseling or their scenario. But I think we get naman the message, Dr. Na, that there's really a lot of strategies that we need to also do to help ourselves cope with yung how the stresses come to us and how we acknowledge each stressor and how to cope with the stressors that we encounter daily. Ikaw, Doctor, but maybe you can choose questions, at least the last 5 that you would wish to answer. I think most naman are common yun dun sa mga na-raise na questions before. Would you like to choose, Doctor, the questions?
Teka lang.
Go ahead.
Ay, Doctor, if you can also choose... how do you deal with feeling that nothing is happening in your life? Pakiramdam na parang naiiwan or nahuhuli ka. Yan, no? So, for you, you can say, ayan, it's okay not to be okay from time to time. Okay? You can say that, no? When you're feeling down, you don't say, oh, you're not supposed to be feeling down. Yan, no? You can say, it's okay not to be okay from time to time. What's important with the feelings that you have is what you do with your feelings after feeling them. Don't go downward and just be eaten up by all these feelings, and then you'll just go, just go and then revert to self-pity. After feeling them, acknowledging, being aware, then acknowledge your feelings, and then move on. Okay, move on. So that you get, affirmations are really important, knowing yourself, knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, recognizing that there's really a lot, there's really something that you're able to do already. Find purpose, do something that you enjoy, and do something that's with purpose. So there, that's really a lot. That really helps a lot.
Okay. Sige. Doctor, I can choose another question, but maybe I can answer this question. Is mental health covered by the HMO of Medicare? Well, there are some contracts that have this coverage, so you can check with your HR or your HMO coordinators if you have it. But there are contracts that have mental health coverage. And then, because it's usually an exclusion for an HMO policy, but there are some who have this benefit.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. How to care emotionally with family or friends with dying family member. Yan, ako. Napakahirap po niyan talaga, no? So, when someone, experiences, when you know someone, no, who experiences dying in the family, someone passing on, a loved one passing on, there are no words, no, to sometimes there's actually really no words that can comfort, that can give enough comfort and consolation to a person. And so sometimes even with just no words, that's already okay. You can say, uh, we're praying for you. Okay, we're praying for the soul of, particularly the person also will really naturally and normally experience grief. If that person doesn't, that will be abnormal. Okay, that will be abnormal. So the person will just go through that grief. Now, what's important is your show of support. Andito lang ako, ha? Andito lang ako. Okay. Just like that, no? Just your presence usually. Sometimes no words, no need for any words, but even in your silence, there is presence.
Okay. Here's one direct message, Doctora. May I ask, what if you have done that affirmation already, but when you report to work, the boss would say otherwise or parang panira ng mood? How do you deal with it?
Oh, yes. There's a lot of outside factors that can tell you otherwise in terms of, putting you down or discouraging you. No, it really happens. That's life. That's part of life. And so we cannot really control the outside factors or what other people will say about us, but what's important is what we think about ourselves and what we say about ourselves. What's important is our true selves. Okay? If, for example, you have someone who's discouraging, who sounds discouraging, you want to also see there might be objective reasons for saying those words. And so sometimes you just need to look at it objectively, and look at it from that point of view of what can I do to improve myself. No, I'm this, yeah, but it's a weakness of mine, and so I will try to do it again. I'll do it again better. And that's what you call feeling better. Okay, not failing more often or failing in terms of ano yun, yung feeling better, parang lalo pang magmali or uh, lalo pang magkamali, ganyan. Feeling better also means learning from your mistakes, learning from the different hurdles, the experiences that you've gone through. And it's like when you're going up a spiral staircase. So life is like that. So you go up the spiral staircase. There are times when you actually you experience the same things, the same because of weaknesses like that. But you know what, when you actually learn from your mistakes, when you fail better, it means that it's already from a different point of view, from a point of view that with more wisdom, more knowledge, and still an even more willing spirit to continue to be better than a better person. That's it.
Okay. Probably this may be a good last question. How about being optimistic versus toxic positivity? How can we differentiate that?
Oh yes. Okay. So um, uh, being optimistic, okay, is really as I showed you a while ago, no, that's one of the power components in healthy stress management. Positive perspective in life, and not that and not looking at the half glass that is filled and not the glass that is half empty, right? But of course, your being positive has to be partnered with action, no? It's not that, oh, okay lang yan, but things will go better, will turn out to be better. But of course, this needs to be accompanied, of course, by actions. It's not just words. Words will be empty when positive words will be empty uh, if you will not accompany it with action, with action to try to actually really make it better, or else it will just be toxic positivity. Okay, so it's really important that that what that our words will be accompanied with our actions. Okay, so kaya mo yan, and then but you're nakaupo ka lang, and then you're not really doing something in order for that person to try to do better. Ganyan, no? So yan, no? So that's a difference. Okay, there's a lot of new messages.
Yun na nga, Dr. Maybe we can schedule another session with Dr. Lisa. But before we end this session, we'd like to ask na Dr. Some parting words siguro to summarize yung kanilang mga concerns, also common concerns in the chat box.
Yes, no, so thank you for your questions. I feel like you've really, gotten something out of this session. And yeah, thank you for that. No, so but what's important, what hopefully you are able to take away from this session is really to be able to know, okay, that we need to, in order to go through things in life, you need to just be able to go through it. So keep on keeping on. Coco, keep on keeping on.
Okay. We had actually questions, Doctora. Do you have platforms where they can consult with you, or see where they can see you, Doctora? Would you like to invite them?
For you, from
Consultation.
from you, Doctora.
Through email. Sige, Doctora. We'll schedule that. Sige pa. Okay, so we thank Dr. Lisa again for this wonderful time that she shared with us, her expertise. So before we go, we'd like to invite everyone to our other activities this week. So on October 11, 9 a.m. tomorrow, there will be a session that is hosted by the Philippine Mental Health Association. So this is not from Medicare, but this is a shared session for you, for the general public. You can access this. The links will be posted in the chat box. And so this is October 11, setbacks to comebacks, making mental health a priority. And then on October 13 at 2 p.m., thriving in well-being, ensuring a healthy environment for a positive mental health. And then, of course, our very own Mind Care Club will also be having an activity, a podcast on October 22. So everyone is invited to attend that session. So there's no need to register for this session. They just have to mark their calendars and visit the page of Mind Care Club, their Facebook page or their YouTube page. So the links are also posted in the chat box. Of course, on another topic, health promotion for October is breast cancer awareness. So on October 25, we will have a session on breast cancer awareness. So please stand by for our invitations through emails and our social media pages. Okay, we are now at the end of the session. Thank you very much again, everyone, for joining. We hope you enjoyed. We will see you on our next webinar. Goodbye and stay safe always.
Passes by with a multitude of changes, and every day can pass.
All new places, different faces in a world where changes everywhere you turn.
Find a friend you can rely on.
Hold the helping hand that shares. Keep the company that will truly care. The company that doctors build. The caring and the expertise. We're here
To serve you through the years,
for all that life may bring. We're here to help your family live in health.